Hello guys, welcome back. Small face reveal. Today we'll be doing kind of a different video. I'm gonna be talking about art portfolios, how I create mine, and a few suggestions to create yours in the best way possible. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I'm Hallie, I'm a digital artist, and this is my cozy, comfy art channel where you can find art tutorials, vlogs, and even ASMR drawing process from time to time. So if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing to make this comfy community grow even more. So what is a portfolio? Portfolio is a collection of your best works, carefully curated and organized in a way that makes it easier for other people to understand who you are, what you do, and how you do it, and have an overall view of your work. If you want to send your portfolio around to get booked or get jobs, it's especially important to take care of it and create it in a way that shows off not only your drawings, but also your thinking process and your personality through your drawings. I'm gonna give you some general guidelines and then I'll focus on my specific case. I am mostly into character design, so I want of course my portfolio to be adapted to that. Also, you need to think to who you want to send it to. For example, I'd like to send my portfolio to book editors and publishers because I'd like to illustrate book covers maybe for children or young adults, and I'm gonna keep that in mind. And this is actually a first for me because I've never sent my portfolio to book publishers or authors, so let's see. But maybe you want to work for a video game company and create concepts and new characters. Then you'll want to focus even more to show off your character design sheets from sketch to final rendering. Or maybe you want to be a prop designer or an environment designer, and in that case you're going to focus on that. So it really depends on what your ultimate goal is. You can also have multiple portfolios if you're a multifaceted artist, organized differently for all your different goals. A couple of general suggestions now. Your portfolio should be easy to navigate and concise. Don't create 700 pages of all the art you created in your whole life, because the person who opens will most likely scroll a couple times and close the page. The eye needs to be instantly caught by it. So take your time to choose your best artworks. Don't just slap everything in there. What I usually do is put in what I think is my best work, and then I'll leave the link to my Instagram or your social media of choice below. So if the person wants to see more, they have the option to explore that. You can also have different sections, but try to keep them on the same page. So with all these basic informations out of the way, we can talk about the website. Where should you host it? There are several services you can use. For example, I use Card, which is mostly free, but I pay a yearly subscription that is super affordable. It adds some perks and things here and there. There's also Squarespace, which is another very solid hosting website, but since Card is free and customizable, I'll stick with that for now, especially if it's your first one. Another important suggestion is to buy your domain. You can get one for a few euros, and it's not mandatory of course, but trust me, it makes you look a lot more professional, but you can also get it later on, so consider it for the future. So with that out of the way, let's jump into my iPad and choose the new artworks for my new portfolio. Let's go! So welcome to my iPad. Now we are going to select and choose the artworks I want to put in my new portfolio, the updated portfolio actually. So let's go back. This one is just an artwork in process that if I finish it in time, I'm gonna put it on the portfolio later on because I think it looks really cute, and there's an environment, which is something I don't do very often as I always focus on character design, so environments are my nemesis. Let's go to the finished pieces, and I'm gonna go back because I really want to select some of the older artworks and put them in there. Also, I want to remove some of the really older ones that don't really resemble my current style. So let's start choosing. Yes, I believe this one is in my portfolio, but I think this one I'm going to remove it. Oh yes, I had this series of fairies that I really like how they turned out. I made 3. This one is my favorite with the little duck, but I'm gonna put 2 of them, so this one and this one. So you can see that these 2 artworks really go together because the vibe is the same, and it kind of portrays my ability to create fairy-like characters. So that's something you want to consider. If you are strong in one particular vibe or art type, just put a couple of pieces in there to showcase that you like doing that and that's something you're strong with. Okay, moving on. So you can see in my older artworks, I used to have my inner corner open. I really like this piece, but it doesn't portray anymore the way I do line art, the way I do the face in general. I don't think this one will make the cut. So although I really like it, I think it's cute. So next we have these wings fan art, which I think will make the cut because I like the pose and it showcases the way I can draw particular textures, but I'm gonna change the logo to my newer one. This is another fan art I really like. It's Jinx. I did this with kind of a customized outfit I created, and I think I will put this in the portfolio. Okay, this one is another older piece of mine that I don't know, this one again is a 50-50 because I don't like how I did the background, but I like how the pizza turned out. So if you wanna make a character design portfolio like mine, but you don't wanna make a section for props, for example, or food, because that would be way too much in my opinion, you can implement that in a full illustration like this, so you can showcase, hey, I can draw food. Okay, this one I really like, and this one will definitely make the cut and will be put in my portfolio again. A character portrayed like this interacting with a little fairy animal, and again there's props in here implemented, so yes, this one I really like. Oh, again, here's an older one where no inner corner, and this isn't how I draw anymore. This one again, it's one of my favorite artworks I have ever made, but it really cannot make the cut for now. Of course, this is subjective. Maybe you want to showcase different things and styles. I'm talking for myself, and this is completely personal. So then what do we have? Oh, this one, although this is again a fan art, it showcases the character in its entirety. This is something you want in a character design portfolio, but also the character interacting with an object. I'll definitely put it in. Then we have this one, which is a self-portrait. I don't have red hair anymore, but doesn't matter at all. I think it's nice to show characters that are moving, and in this case have like a still pose, a walking pose from behind, and a side walking pose. So this one shows the character in different moods. This is again something you want. Then we have this one that will definitely make the cut. It's one of my favorites. I like how the light turned out. Again, character interacting with props, so you can showcase that you can draw several elements. Same thing, we have cell shading in here. Yes, this one is my usual coloring. This type of cell shading is what I really like to do when I'm doing a full character design, because I just want to show the colors for what they really are without too many light flares here and there. So this is one of my latest pieces and will definitely make the cut again for all the same reasons I explained before. More characters interacting with different props. Oh, characters interacting together is also very important, I think. And this is me and my boyfriend, but let's ignore that. And then we have some simple portraits like this one, simple profile portraits showcasing accessories. And this one definitely will be put in the portfolio because it's a weird facial expression. That's also something you want to consider. And then we have something new that I really want to put in my portfolio in a different section, but I'll show you later how I do it, which is traditional sketches colored digitally, like this one, for example. So this is drawn with a pencil, the piece was scanned. There's actually a full video where I work on this piece right here and I color it digitally. Then we have this, which is fully in watercolor, and again character side profiles. If you've drawn different artworks of the same character, I suggest you put them all together in a single canvas. For example, I have this one where there's the back and front of my character aura, and I'm gonna combine it with this one I showed you before. So I'm gonna select all the pieces I choose now and I'm gonna import them into my PC, create a nice organized folder, and then I'll start working on it. Alright you guys, so I'm gonna quickly show you now how I rearrange all my illustrations and maybe give you some inspiration for your portfolio. As you can see, mine is divided in 3 sections for now: concepts and workflow, illustrations, and character design. I'm gonna add another section later for mixed media pieces, so they will be separated from the fully digital illustrations. The part that I'm gonna touch for today is the illustration section, because it's the one that needs to be updated with all the new artworks and maybe remove some of the older ones. So let's do that now. One thing you want to make sure of when rearranging your illustrations for the portfolio is to make them look as cohesive as possible. For example, as I did here, all the white backgrounds together, all the colored backgrounds together, etc, etc. Some artists even have a separated section for sketches. I don't, because I implemented some sketches in the character design and workflow sections, and I think that's more than enough. But of course, you do you, do whatever feels right for your portfolio and for your personality, and of course for your art style. For example, you might not need a mixed media section as I added here, so you might replace that with a sketch section. Think of your portfolio kind of as a blank canvas that you need to fill with all your best art. So pick all the ones that look good together and they look amazing. Alright you guys, we're done. I just finished updating it and I think it turned out really good. Now it has a total of 4 sections, and I think the mixed media one is really nice, although it's kind of small, but it's enough to showcase those artworks. And yes, please feel free to take inspiration, and of course send me your portfolio if you happen to create one, because I'm very curious to see yours. And there you have it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and my face reveal. I know I'm gonna be cringing so hard editing this, so let's see. I hope you have a super lovely day. Please check out my other videos if you're interested, and I'll see you next week on another video. Bye!